Oh well, let's give it another try. Virtual learning. Okay, we found out that some people are having problems with the test. They're having their different challenges. So I know we're in this pandemic season and everybody's got a mask on, they got a face shield and all of this stuff on, but we still got to go on no matter what. So I got some students who are going to help us dealing with this mathematics. So I'd like to call up our first teacher because we still have to try to pass our test. So first teacher I want to introduce is Dominic. So Dominic, come on up.
Okay, Doctor, thank you. Math is a difficult subject, so try really hard.
I'm having trouble in math. Can you help me?
Yes, now I want to help you by sharing my study techniques.
Joseph's lunch at a restaurant costs $13 without tax. He leaves the waiter a tip of 17% of the cost of the lunch without tax. What is the total cost of the lunch, including the tip without tax?
Joseph's lunch at the restaurant costs $13, so don't forget that. Circle $13 without tax. He leaves the waiter a tip of 17% of the cost of the lunch without tax. What is the total cost of the lunch including the tip? So we circled the question. Okay, so 13 times 17%. And that equals 2.21. So 2.21 cents is a tip. Okay, now we know what the tip is. We add with 13. So 13 plus 21. That equals 15.21, and that's our answer. Don't forget the yes.
Restaurant? I don't think we go to a restaurant without coronavirus.
Yes, but things are getting better now. You just gotta believe. Alright, so now we're gonna answer this question.
What is the exact decimal equivalent of 7/12?
Okay, now we have to 7 divided by 12 because this fraction bar means to divide. So 7 divided by 12 equals 0.583. There's a line here, that means it goes repeating on and on and on. So it's 3333 forever. So the answer is B.
Yes, I get it now. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing, Dominic. Great work. I'm so glad you answered this young man's question. Let's take a break for now. We'll come right back. I just wanted to say thank you so much for agreeing to interview. Now, I just want to know, how has the pandemic impacted you as a librarian?
One of the biggest impacts has been the circulation of books. You know, a lot of kids used to come here and borrow books, and they liked the actual feel of a book. So we had to move from physical books to everything online, e-books. Basically, e-books was the biggest push, and a lot of kids struggle with that because some kids are not used to reading a book on online. They like to actually have a book in their hands. So that was a big thing. So we've really pretty much had to curtail our circulation for this year, and that has become has had a big impact on kids. And the other things, of course, I used to push into a lot of classes. We had a lot of competitions, book talks and reviews and stuff like that. All that has gone. I like to see kids in person. When you talk about a book or discuss a book, you like to see kids' emotions. And now with the mask, we can't see that. Sharing stuff online is totally different from sharing something in person. So I miss all that. But despite all that, I have been pushing into some classrooms. I've been talking about research skills and talking about books in general. But I really hope that in the coming months and probably by next year, we'll come out of this and we'll move to a whole in-person learning, and where kids can actually come up to the library. This is also a meeting point where kids used to come and do their homework. They used to come and sort of hang out, play board games, just talk to each other. We had a lot of laptops and computers for them to play with. So it was really a hub for a lot of kids during the lunch breaks to come up here. So we're missing all that, but hopefully that'll all change next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny, for allowing me to interview you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Fernandez, our counselor, please tell us what's going on. How are the kids faring in this pandemic? What are you seeing?
Well, first off, thank you for having me, Dr. Rob, today. And also, I feel that the kids throughout the pandemic, going back to the end of last school year, when it all started, to now, the main feeling that I see is overwhelmed. They feel this pandemic has been overwhelming for them, and together, the support staff, clinical staff, teachers, school counselors, social workers, we're working together with the students to allow them to feel a sense of relief. I'm pleased to say that I personally have seen a little bit of relief for the students and everybody all around, as we're acclimating, getting used to transitioning from in-person learning to virtual learning, going from using notes and textbooks, sitting next to our classmates, helping each other out, to having to do it all online virtually.
Okay, well, now that we've heard about the students coping, how are the parents dealing with this?
So similar to the students, the parents at the beginning of the pandemic, and some even now, they felt very overwhelmed. They didn't know how to assist their children at times. Technology is a big issue worldwide. Not everybody has the same level of technology, so they're not used to using it. But with the support from the school, administration, teachers, community leaders, we have been able to work with the parents to allow them to help their students. So we've been in communication, and that is the key throughout this whole entire pandemic. Communication. As long as we stay communicate with the parents, we know what the students need, what they need from us, and we can allow them to, which will allow them to flourish and continue to do good work.
Well, thank you so much. Could you say something encouraging before you go?
Of course, guys. You guys are the leaders of this horrific pandemic. You are the leaders in the education, I would say. Nobody has gone through the school system the way you guys are going through. People like myself, Dr. Rob, or all your other teachers or co-workers or parents have gone through school but never had to transition through something like this. You guys went from working in school on pen and paper to having to work online, being responsible, making the best efforts that you can, time management to get onto your classes from the comfort of your own homes. And you guys have been able to do so throughout this horrific year. But things are getting better, and keep doing the good work, and whatever you guys need, we're always here for you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fernandez.
Thank you for having me.
Ready?
All right, Mr. Wallace, thank you for being in our movie first. And you're a social studies teacher. How is it teaching in the pandemic for you?
So teaching in the pandemic has been, like every year, interesting, but this is a little different, and it's a lot quieter, which is strange at a middle school. You never hear a middle school described as quiet. I know that some of the students are going to look back and prefer this, where someone just gives them their work and they can sit at home and do the work. but I miss seeing the students here. My challenge is I feel like I don't know them very well because that normal informal interaction in the cafeteria, in the hallway, that's missing. And that's really been the big challenge, is getting to know the kids and getting them to interact through the computer. It's hard enough when it's in person to get a 12-year-old to interact.
So would you say that you'd rather teach in person, or would you rather teach virtually?
Oh, definitely in person.
Well,
Definitely in person. I didn't become a teacher to sit at a desk and look at a camera. You know, I like walking around the classroom and seeing how kids are doing.
thank you so much, Mr. Wallace. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. And by the way, I love your bulletin board. Thank you.
Thank you
again.
very much, Doc.
All right, bye-bye. So hi, Danya.
Hi.
Now, today was the first day back for a lot of students. So how did the day go for you?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Were you glad to be back with the teachers
The teacher.
and your fellow students?
Yeah.
That's good. We're glad to have you back. How was it at home for you? Did you like being home, or would you rather come here?
Not really, because I learned less when I was at home, because I would normally go away from the computer.
Well, thank you so much for being honest, Danya. It's good having you back, and I'm so glad that you're here. Keep up the good work. Say hello to your sister for me. Bye-bye.
Is it right or is it wrong? If only fame hidden I'd be, baby, could I bear being away from you? I found the vein, put it in here. I live all the applause, applause, applause. I live all the applause, applause, live all the applause, applause, live all the way that you cheer and scream for me. The applause, applause, applause. Give me the feeling of love, turn the lights on, put your hands up, make them turn, make it burn on. Give me the feeling of love, turn the lights on, put your hands up, make them turn, turn. Make it burn on, put your hands up, make them turn, turn. I've overheard your theory, nostalgia's for geeks. I guess, sir, if you say so.
Daniela constructs a scale model of a building with a rectangular base. Her model is 2 inches in length and 1 inch in width. The scale on the model is 1 inch equals 47 feet. What is the actual area in square feet of the base of the building?
This is a tough problem. So first we take the 2 inches in length and 1 inch in width, and we look over here and we see 1 inch is equal to 47 feet. So we take the length with this 2 inches and multiply by 47. 2 multiplied by 47 is 94. And then we take the width, which is 1 inch, and we multiply by 47. 1 multiplied by 47 is 47. So the answer is length times width. So we take the 94 and the 47 and we multiply it. 94 multiplied by 47 is 4,418. So the answer is D. This is the next problem.
Which expression is equivalent to 2 times x plus 7 minus 18x plus 4/5?
First we distribute the problem. So we take 2 and multiply it by x, and 2 multiplied by x is 2x. Then we take 2 and multiply it by positive 7, and that is equivalent to positive 14. Then we bring this down, and so then we take 2x and negative 18x, and we combine them together, and negative 18x subtracted by positive 2x is negative 16x. Then we take positive 14 and positive 4/5, and we combine them together, and that it equals to 14 and 4/5. Then we take the 14 and 4/5, and we put 14 times 5 plus 4 over 5, and then that equals 74 over 5. Then we take the 16x and put the 74 over 5 together, and then that equals C. That was a tough question.
All right. I have Skylar
Hello.
and I have Najee.
Hello.
All right, Skylar, first question.
Yes.
How has the school year been for you during the pandemic?
For me, it's been difficult but easy at the same time. 'Cause
What
I don't like being I like being home, but I don't like being home for when I have to be virtual. And it's easy when I come into school.
Okay. How about you? How's it been for you?
It's been pretty good actually.
Really? Oh, okay. What was good?
Because I have a little more time to focus when I'm at home because I don't know, it's my environment, I live there. And sometimes at school I just get kind of bored and stare off into Wonderland.
Oh, okay. Well, do you like wearing the mask, Skylar?
No.
How about you?
I don't like wearing the mask at all.
Oh, okay. Me neither. I don't like wearing them either. What do you do most of the time during the pandemic?
Sleep.
Sleep? How about you?
I go on my phone or I watch movies with my mom and my sister.
Oh, okay. Do you like being in person at school or virtual?
In person because I can focus more because I don't have my phone as my distraction.
Okay. How about you? You like in person or virtual?
I can't pick. They're both better than me. Equally the same.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see. Our next question. Do you think your teachers gave you a good education during the pandemic?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. How about you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Shout out to your teachers. If you had the power to change anything in school, what would it be?
For everybody to come to school, kind of, but on some days, some of the kids they come to school for the whole week, and if the next week, the other half of the kids they come to school, so that everybody's in school and maybe they can learn a little better.
So you want everybody back in here, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Me as well. I want everybody in the school. It's kind of sad that there's only 2 people in each classroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is empty. Well, thank you, ladies, for the interview. I appreciate it, Najee and Skylar. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, Dr. Rob, and today I'll be talking about my favorite teacher and why he makes a difference in my life. So, my favorite teacher is Mr. Salvatorelli. The reason is because he always makes class more fun. I don't know if you get it, but he always makes class more fun by I don't know, he just makes jokes, he makes he just always makes class more fun. And we always do the work together, which is why I like him, and I learn more faster and I learn more. That's why I really like him. And the reason he makes a difference in my life is he makes me like school more. He's the reason I like school a lot. Cause I remember back when I was in 6th grade, I didn't like school at all. But now I'm kind of liking school because of him. Because he always he makes classes funny. Because of him, he always teaches us new things.
Today I'm going to be talking about my Spanish teacher, Ana Abuela. She made a difference in my life because when I came into her class, I knew a little bit of Spanish from that. And by the end of the school year, I learned a lot more Spanish than I needed to. And that really helped me a lot because I have a lot of Spanish relatives. And I just lost my Spanish when I got older. same with my sister. And I'm learning more Spanish, and I'm really happy about it. And I really think it's all because of her that I am learning more Spanish.
That he let us do some very fun activities, and I'm sure if there was no COVID and we got to stay in school, we would be doing fun activities in his class too, this year too. I also picked him because in the mornings he's very calm, and he's like, it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but he's like very calm, and in the mornings I like how he brightens everyone's mood that's like obviously down. And yeah, I like his class because it's really fun, and that's it basically.
All right. What's the correct answer? Who can tell us? Caleb? Caleb? Are you there? Can you hear me? What's going on? Caleb? Is anybody else there? Hello? Okay, Dominic, can you help us with this question?
Last week, the price of the apples at the grocery store was $1.60 per pound. This week, apples at the same grocery store are on sale at 10% discount. What is the total price of 4.5 pounds of apples this week at the grocery store? La semana pasada, el precio de las manzanas en la despensa era $1.60 por libra. Esta semana, las manzanas de la misma despensa están en una oferta de 10% de descuento. ¿Cuál es el precio de 4.5 libras de manzanas en el despensa esta semana?
Okay, so I do 1.60 times 10%, which gives me 0.16 as a discount. Okay, 1.60 minus 16, the discount, which gives me 1.44, the price, times 4.5 pounds, which gives me 6.48. So the answer is B.
Triangle ABC is graphed on a coordinate plane, as shown below. Triangle ABC is dilated by a scale factor of 2 with the center of dilation at the origin to create triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. What are the coordinates of the vertices of triangle A prime, B prime, C prime? Question. What's the answer to this one? Caleb? Caleb, you there?
You're muted.
Huh?
You're muted.
Oh, I'm muted. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I feel so stupid. Okay, let's try to deal with this problem. So this is for you know who. So we have a dilation here, and there's a scale factor going on of 2. What do we mean by scale factor of 2? That means each point, like point A, which is 2, 2, is going to be multiplied by the scale factor, 2 times 2, which will give us 4, 4. That'll be the new point A prime. So I know that 4, 4 is one of my vertices. So I would pick either C or D because those have 4, so I'm going to cross out those 2 choices. Notice how I eliminated some of my choices very quickly. So try to use the answers to your advantage. Next thing. I got point B, vertex B, it's up here. That point is 4, 4. They're easy to read because you just go up and over, so it's the same number, so it's easy to read. So 4, 4. And I'm going to multiply that by 2. the scale factor. So this will give me point B prime, which will be 8, 8. Well, this one has 8, 8, and 4, 4, so it looks like the answer is D. However, I have one more vertice, so let me check that vertice as well. So, vertice, letter C. And that is -4, 2. So, -4, 2. And this is C. I got to multiply that by the scale factor of 2, and -4 times 2 is -8, and 2 times 2 is 4, so this is C prime, which is choice D again. So if you pick choice D, that would be your correct solution. So remember, scale factor is just increasing or decreasing a figure by the scale factor itself. So if it's a scale factor that's a whole number, it's going to get larger. If it's a scale factor of a fraction, it's going to get smaller. So this is Dr. Rob saying hello to you know who out there. I hope you enjoyed this question. See you. What educator had a profound effect upon my life? That's Mr. Miller, my COREX or Skills Mathematics teacher in middle school. I want to thank him for everything he's done for me, because I wouldn't be the man that I am because of him. He took time out of his schedule to play games, give out prizes, gave out money a lot of times to make us learn math, and it was really, really fun. And he said he patterned his life after the show Welcome Back Kotter. And he worked with poor kids like myself who didn't have the greatest of home lives. And I really want to say he turned my life around, and that's why I'm Dr. Robinson to this day, because of a math teacher who changed my life. So thank you so much, Mr. Miller, wherever you are. And to all those teachers out there, thank you for what you've done, because without teachers like you all and Mr. Miller, you wouldn't have people like me today doing what I do. Thank you so much.
So, a teacher that makes a difference in my life is Miss Pierce, because she taught my family and my mom and my dad when they were younger, and she's been there through everything when they have stuff going on in their life. So she will do the same for me, and she already does. And I feel like she's the only teacher I can really trust, because some of y'all, I'm not that comfortable with, because, you know, y'all don't really know about me. and she does. So it's easier for her to help me with stuff to stop. And yeah, you're alive. Stop. And I'm sorry if I'm getting distractions. It's because I'm at volleyball. But yeah, teachers and mistakes in my life is an excuse. And yeah, I don't know if that was a minute or not, but yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Renee Kears. I am a special education teacher here at Peekskill Middle School. I have been asked to answer a few questions regarding our current status of teaching. Question number 1. How has your role changed due to the pandemic? My role has become a little bit more intense because I don't get to see the students as much as I need to. Trying to reach them in a way that they are being engaged during the lesson is a little bit difficult. I also start playing the role of mother and counselor and talking to students a little bit more often than I probably would during the school day. A lot of students reach out to me after school hours because they just need someone to talk to. So my role has kind of shifted to the point where I'm not just a teacher, but I'm being more of a counselor and a mentor and trying to help kids cipher through whatever's going on in their personal life. Question number 2, what are the children feeling? Some of them are feeling isolated. Not being able to see their friends is the biggest thing. When I ask students, what is it about school that you miss the most? They all say they miss their friends. They miss the social aspect of school. The children are feeling very distant from the teachers, so it's hard to get the kids to really get to know who we are just through a computer screen, but we do our best to entertain them so they get to know our different personalities while we're teaching. What are the parents feeling when I talk to them? The parents are feeling overwhelmed, and I'm going to say that the students are feeling overwhelmed as well. I'm going to go back to the children. Overwhelmed with the work, how to manage their schedules, how to manage their time, their workload, how much work they're getting from each class. It becomes overwhelming, as well as for the parents, trying to keep their students, their children logged in. We get a lot of students that will log in to the class but won't be participating because they're either preoccupied or maybe things are going on at home in the background. They can't turn their cameras on, they can't unmute. We don't know what goes on at their homes, so it's really difficult to communicate with them on a consistent basis. And how are the parents coping when I speak with them? Being a product of my environment, I actually know a lot of the parents, so they're very open with me about the things that they're going to. And they all need help. Everyone is asking for help. A lot of the parents are ready for the students to come back. I'm ready for the students to come back. I'm a very much hands-on, lovey-dovey, huggy, kissy, I love my students type teacher. And so having them so far away from me is a little hard. But the parents really want their kids to come back and start, being in the school building, getting around the people, starting to just feel a little bit more comfortable. Feel like we've lost almost a whole year of my 7th grade students that I won't be able to say, hey, remember, because they weren't in the building, but we've made some very memorable moments. And hopefully when this is all over, we can just go back to the way things were with new and improved technology to keep our students engaged even more so with the creative aspect of how we move through life.
Ms. Kears, I appreciate all that you said, and I know our kids do too. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
Mi profesor favorito es el profesor Brown de la clase de español. Me gusta mucho esa clase porque todos los días aprendo cosas diferentes y las tareas son muy buenas y fáciles y el profesor siempre es muy divertido y las clases son muy alegres todos los días.
Hi, Dr. Cambalongo. You're one of our administrators. I just want to know, how does your role change based on the pandemic?
Well, I don't get to go into the classrooms like I used to. Now I have to do it online. When I go to visit teachers, we talk basically always online. There's very little interaction personally in person with staff and students.
Well, I just want to know, can you say something to encourage those students? Because I know this is your lucky year of retirement for you, but we're going to be sad because we're going to miss you so much. Can you say something encouraging as you depart?
Know that this too shall pass, and that we're all behind you and going through it together. And know that if you need a friend, we're still here.
Oh, Dr. Camelano, thank you so much. And I personally am going to miss you so much because you are a great administrator as well as a great professional.
Thank you. Know that I'm going to miss all of you immensely, but I'm in the community, so I'll see you all around, as we say, around the building, but I'll see you around the neighborhood.
Thank you so much, Dr. Camelano.
Take care.
Hello, Mr. D.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. Got a couple questions I want to ask you.
Sure.
First question, how's it going for you teaching in the pandemic?
You have your good days, you got your bad days, you know, like everybody. But I will say I've learned a few new skills, like on Google Classroom specifically through technology. And the kids have taught me a few things, like I can teach them a few things. So I feel like there's a good balance in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you like your instruction now? Do your students like your instruction better now or in person?
I would say in person is a little better, because at least like if there's a question there, they can ask me for help right there in the classroom, or I can anticipate difficulties that they may have.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on a computer, it's kind of difficult to see, especially if the camera's off.
Okay.
So I do prefer teaching in person. I think the kids also miss that as well.
I agree. Well, Mr. D, thank you so much for your interview.
Hey, no problem.
And I appreciate you taking time out of your day.
Oh, no problem. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Holliday. Thank you for taking the time to answer my one little question. Just wanted to know, as a custodian, how has your job changed since the pandemic has started?
It's a lot more cleaning, a lot more doing more stuff, cleaning the bathrooms down, taking care of the classrooms, and wiping everything down, spraying the new oxyfert around in the building. So we have a lot more work to do.
Yeah, I see. I've never seen you guys stretched out like before. I see you guys almost every single period spraying the doorknobs, the light switches and all of that. That's a lot of work. I hope they pay you extra for your effort, and we really want to thank you for what you do. Thank you so much, Mr. Holliday, for sharing. Take care. Hi, Mr. Bloom. Quick question for you. I just came out of a meeting where a parent was crying, and I just wanted to know, how are you dealing with this pandemic and with your teaching with your students? How's that going for you?
I feel like I'm dealing with it as best as I can. I think teachers are creatures that are very much used to rolling with the punches. And just every day we have lots of new changes, whether there's a pandemic or not a pandemic. So I feel like we went out last year on the pandemic, and then boom, the next day we were ready to go online, because that's what we do. That's just what we do. We jumped into different training and technology, and we adapt.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, what are the challenges you find in teaching virtually?
The biggest challenges with teaching virtually are definitely our virtual students, and making sure that they're really there with us and online, getting them to turn their cameras on, getting them to communicate. Everyone's just so quiet. Just getting them to really know, getting to really know if they're there with us and they're understanding and with us academically. It's probably the toughest thing.
Well, I appreciate your help, and thank you for your interview, Mr. Bourne. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.